Hey everyone, I'm Joey and you're watching Backpacker Brothers, and today we're going to continue talking about backpacking gear for 2020, specifically Packit Gourmet meals. So if you guys have watched our videos before, especially if you've watched any of our trip videos in the past couple of years, you've probably seen us indulging ourselves in some Packit Gourmet. Packit Gourmet is a small independent company who really specializes in what I would call sort of premium backpacking meals. Like we touched on in our backpacking food video, one of the best food options to bring with you on the trail are sort of these pre-made dehydrated meals. They're really great because they're easy, honestly. They're not always the cheapest option, but they're super convenient. They pack a whole meal into one little bag, and most of the time it's as simple as just adding some boiling water and letting that food in there rehydrate. You can get a lot of calories in there, lots of carbs, and usually they're kind of high in salt, but again, you know, as we say in that backpacking video, when you're backpacking, you're hiking tons of miles, you're burning lots of calories, you're sweating a lot, so you really want to eat a higher calorie, maybe a little higher salt, and even higher carb diet than you usually would in everyday life. So that being said, there are tons of choices out there. Anything from your sort of big name Mountain House, we like Backpackers Pantry, you'll see those in REI, and then you have something like Packit Gourmet. So we first heard about Packit Gourmet a long time ago watching one of our favorite backpacking YouTubers, Shug. A couple years ago we decided, hey, let's try these meals. It seems like, you know, some people out there really have high praise for them. So our first big trip where we took a lot of these Packit Gourmets with us was in our Pictured Rocks trip, which was an awesome trip, by the way. So if you haven't seen that video, check that one out. Definitely recommend if you're ever in the Midwest. That's high on the list. I would say just as high on the list as doing a section of the Superior Hiking Trail. To be honest, I don't think I've had one Packit Gourmet meal that I didn't really like. All of their meals are really good, honestly. They're high quality stuff. Sometimes they include a couple extra steps. Some even go as far as saying you need to use something like a small frying pan, which some cook kits do have that as their lid. For example, Pete has a titanium pot that the lid is a small frying pan, but to be honest, we've kind of strayed away from that. The times we've tried it, it really just ends up kind of being extra mess. It's kind of hard to do and kind of a precarious thing. You know, we've definitely had some mishaps on the trail.
Well, update for everybody. I'm actually done eating. False. I'm not done eating. This is like, boop, all fell out. The top of this snow peak can hold all of like nothing. The part that we didn't show you, after I dropped it, I went off in the woods and I just yelled super loud. That's what happened. I was like,
So I personally like to stick to the simpler meals that are mostly just add water. That being said, some of these Packit Gourmet meals are really good. I love the All-American Works burger. I really also like some of the pasta meals. And they also have some great breakfast meals that I've had before, as well as some dessert meals. So a couple of my favorites here. This is one of the pasta meals. It has some basically sausage in there and stuff. Super tasty. I will say this one in particular is a lot of food. Honestly, even for Pete, who is, you know, a decent amount bigger than I am, this is too much food. Like, he can barely finish this thing himself. So maybe split this if you're with someone else, and then, you know, if you're still hungry, you can always have some snacks too. Santa Fe corn pudding. This is sort of like a polenta thing with some corn in there and peppers. And then, like I said, they've got some dessert ones too, and man, some of those dessert ones are like super good. You know, to be honest, I don't always have like a full meal type dessert pouch like this after meals when I'm on the trail, because a lot of those backpacker meals are kind of enough food for me where I'm pretty full after that, and maybe if I want a sweet thing, I'll just have like a Kit Kat bar or something like that. This one I actually have not had, so I'm excited to try this the next time I'm out there. But Pete and I have had a couple of other ones, and I can tell you they're super delicious. So as far as freeze-dried meals go, Packit Gourmet is definitely not the cheapest option. They're probably a little on the higher end of price for all these different meals, but you really do get what you pay for with them. I can definitely say that on average, Packit Gourmet probably makes the highest quality and best tasting freeze-dried meals that I've ever had. And, you know, I do like to kind of switch it up. I'll still buy some Mountain House stuff, Backpacker's Pantry, you know, whatever it is. You know, you've seen me mention a lot of different meals. And, you know, I should say this isn't like a sponsored review or anything like that. In fact, we have never done a sponsored review at all on Backpacker Brothers, and we've never even accepted free gear. Not that there's anything wrong with that in my opinion if you do that as a reviewer, but I'm just saying that we haven't. So overall, I would say it's not going to be your cheapest option necessarily, but you know, for us, that is one of those things where we really think the money is well spent when you're talking about food. Sometimes when you're on the trail, you have a rough day, maybe the weather was bad, you're just really tired from all that hiking, maybe you didn't sleep well because it was hot and humid, whatever it is. Sometimes having a really good meal is really the morale boost that you need, you know, to kind of bring the spirits back up and everything and remind you that, hey, you know, I'm doing this for fun. This isn't something that I'm trying to prove something or bust my butt out here too hard. So overall, Packit Gourmet, I highly recommend. We'll link you guys to their website below, and maybe we'll put a couple of our personal favorite meals down there. We'd love to hear what you guys think. What are some of your favorite foods? Do you have any freeze-dried meal brands that you really like? Maybe you have tried Packit Gourmet, you have a favorite meal from them. We'd love to hear all that. Of course, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. Hike on.